Hey y'all, Sarah Luhu here, and we are back again with Steins Gate. So last episode, we wrapped up the game with Mayuri surviving. We were given the chance to save, well, we weren't really given the choice. Basically, we were like, do we save Kurisu or we save Mayuri? Well, we've been working this entire time to save Mayuri, so we will save Mayuri. And all that, and we saved Mayuri, and Kurisu died, and everything returned to as it was before the, first email got sent. But now, we're going to try to go for a true ending, and hopefully save Kurisu as well. So, we're receiving some mail. We gotta do a couple of things along the way throughout the game in order to get that, and so that's pretty much what we're going to be doing today, is working towards our true ending. I think this was the first time we met Nay, except I've been fast-forwarding through stuff. Anywho. This is from Kurisu, of course.
Did you write that report yet? For your information, I wasn't joking yesterday. If you blow this off, then you have no right to call yourself a scientist. Mayuri,
maybe.
Maybe this is too much for a freshman like you to understand, but writing papers is part of being a scientist.
Let's see. Actually, shoot. Trying to find the thingy. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. The page that I had the walkthrough pulled up on was reloading, so it's this one. Alright. I am not a mere scientist, I am an insane mad scientist. Alright, and teleport. Okay, a little further in the chapter. Got a new message from Kurisu.
What do you mean, mad scientist? More like bad scientist, am I right?
Bad scientist? Puh! That's like a pun my grandpa would come up with. Pathetic, Kurisu. Absolutely pathetic. It would seem these are just to kinda try and make us get a little closer, I guess? I don't know. Alright, teleporting. Okay. Now the message.
Like you could do better.
Aren't Americans supposed to be funny? What have they been teaching you over there? I've also been wondering about that accent. Doesn't seem very American. Very strange, Kurisu. Very strange indeed. Okay, looks like we got a new scene here. So, after killing some more time at May Queen, I leave Daru and head back to the lab. When I arrive, I find Kurisu sitting on the bench in front of the Brontube workshop, talking on her phone.
What? You called me all the way to Japan and now you... I knew it. You never wanted to see me, did you?
The street is dark and her hair is covering her eyes, so I can't make out her expression. But from the sound of her voice, I can tell that she's crying.
Why did you ask me to come here then? Can you at least tell me that?
Kurisu lifts her head in surprise. She must have noticed me. She falls into an awkward silence, then turns and walks away. It looked like she was crying. I wonder if she got into a fight. Who could have made her cry like that? Her boyfriend? Even a friendless, experiment-loving girl like her can get a boyfriend. No, there's no way such an arrogant, abusive girl can have a boyfriend. I refuse to accept this. But then, who was it? A sibling? Or maybe her father, who she hasn't seen in 7 years? Afraid to ask. Greasy's scary when she snaps. The memory of her baleful glare sends a shiver up my spine, I hurry to the second floor. When I'm safe in the lab, I start browsing at channel. Doesn't look like Tidor has made an appearance today. The Tidor craze that has dominated the occult board for the past week is starting to die down. In the end, it looks like I'm the only one who took Tidor seriously. Just about everyone is skeptical of him now, especially the poster called Kurigohan and Kamehameha. Honestly, I can't tell Tidor's true intentions either. Suddenly, I hear the door swing open. Startled, I turn to face the sound. Kurisu is standing there glaring at me. Her eyes are red. Definitely been crying, so she was crying. Why did she come back?
Yeah?
I
wasn't crying or anything, okay?
No, you were definitely crying. Want as always, Oki.
Don't be ridiculous. Where's your proof?
Red eyes? Yeah, your eyes are red. You've totally been crying. Her glare weakens for a second, but then returns at double the intensity.
I wasn't crying, okay?
You're not being very logical, Christina. In fact, she's not acting like herself at all. Did she come up here just to claim that she wasn't crying? She should have just gone back to her hotel and cried into a pillow instead of coming here to make excuses.
Anyway, I wasn't crying, understand? End of discussion.
The sniffle takes any credibility she might have had. Even now, instead of going back to her hotel, she plops onto the sofa and hugs Mayuri's Oopa plushie to her chest like a little girl. For the next few minutes, she just sits there, pouting and staring at the wall. Well, this is awkward. If the TV were on, then we could have had a little BGM for some distraction, but unfortunately, painful silence prevails. The only sounds are the whirring of the desktop's hard drive and Kurisu's occasional sniffle. Jeez, what an annoying assistant. How are we supposed to get any science done like this? We can't have emotion in a lab? There's no emotion in labs. Christina?
Shut up, don't talk to me.
Your lips say don't, but your aura says please. Maybe she's begging for attention. Respect her lips, bro. Okay, so, listen. You don't have to talk, just listen. If there's something troubling you, I'll do everything in my power to help. Eh? Greasy looks at me blankly. And it's not like me, and it's not just me. I'm sure I speak for Mayuri and Daru as well. We'll all listen to your problems, so don't hesitate to come to us. When you want to cry, don't hold it in. Just let it out. We won't reject you. We're lab mims and friends. We'll hear you out.
Why?
Because you're important to us. You're our friend. Wow, okay. That's blunt.
Yeah?
Look at him being serious. For some reason, Kurisu blushes and hangs her head. She hugs Upa so hard, her face caves in.
I'm sorry, I was a little upset.
You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Just tell me when you're ready. I'll hear you out.
Okay.
She nods softly. Looks like my sincerity has reached her. Just as planned. Show a friendless, experiment-loving girl just a little kindness and she'll easily grant you her favor. How do I know that? Because I too have few friends. Grease's help is critical to solving the mystery of the phone wave names have to exchange. Now that my plan has succeeded, her petty private matters shall no longer be an impediment to our science. Normally I, the great Huo Kiyoma, would not concern myself with the mental health of my minions. But if this is the price I must pay to bring my dream to fruition, so be it! With this, Kurisu's loyalty is assured. Soon the world will tremble before us. I forgot he was like this. I kinda miss it. Oh, I got mail. That's just Ferris. I spend the next morning doing laundry at the nearby laundromat, and when I return to the lab just past noon, Daru, Mayuri, and Kurisu have all assembled for a regular part of the storyline. So, moving forward, to a visit with Ferris.
Alright, assisted man. Is it okay to leave me alone here? I'm an outsider, remember? I could steal all your precious future gadgets.
No, you're not an outsider. You are a lab mim. You're one of us now, whether you like it or not, missy. So get in there. Up. Alright. Forward? Okay, not that far forward. Alright, let's see.
It's a disgrace to be thought of as your partner. People will start doubting my character. Anyway, finish your errands and get back here.
Disgrace? Then why do you keep coming to the lab? In truth, you're so happy to be a lab mem that you can't help it. Isn't that right? Deal with our friendship. Alright, now we're past Ferris's email, I think.
Right, seriously though, why am I still here? I was supposed to have gone back to America by now.
Guard. Keeps on reloading itself. This is annoying me. It's like every time I switch between the timer and it, and every time I like reopen it, it just reloads the page. Probably need to restart my phone soon. Alright, why are you still here? It's the choice of Steins Gate. El Sai Kongru. I like this though, it's just kind of, you know, having a few extra interactions with her. You know, becoming a little bit closer as friends, because even though we relied on her a lot and stuff, we never really got particularly close to her. More like she got close to us rather than the other way around, if that makes sense. Alright, let's see. Going forward. Alright, new mail.
I don't know about this Steins Gate thing, but maybe chaos theory can explain how you derailed my life, lol. At any rate, take responsibility for getting me involved.
Maybe some other time. Alright, forward. Alright, new scene. I think this is where shopping for Suzuha's going away party. Anywho.
I hope Amane's son finds her father.
Yeah.
That would be, nice.
Come to think of it, she has father issues too, doesn't she? Maybe she sympathizes with Suzuha, despite all of the bad blood between them.
Hey, Okabe.
Suddenly, Karisi starts fidgeting for some reason.
I'm sorry about before.
Before?
When I hit you with my book, I thought you were just being a pervert. When I thought about it later, I realized that we were being completely serious. But I acted on impulse without even considering what you had to say.
Forget it. Regardless of my intentions, the fact of the matter is that I made Lukaku cry. Referring to us feeling up Luka, I'm assuming.
Just to make sure. You're not a perverted scumbag, are you?
Make sure my ass. Are you trying to apologize or what? I mean... Not entirely.
I just don't want you to use your science as an excuse to be a pervert.
That will never happen. I have integrity. I keep my perversions private. Now while I'm...
not while I'm helping, at least.
What do you take me for? My friends are precious to me. I may be an insane mad scientist with an IQ of 170, but even I have my limits. The phone wave name subject to change wouldn't have come this far without you and Daru at my side.
Okabe.
I am Lab Mim 001, the founder of the lab. If my friends are in danger, I'll rush to their aid, and I would tear my own limbs off before I knowingly brought harm to any of you. What's so funny?
That has to be the cheesiest thing you've ever said.
Well...
Still, it's nice to hear. The research institute I work at in America is full of talented people from all over the world, but it's not a friendly place. Everyone thinks he or she is the best. You think you have an ego. Over there, a scientist hurls insults at each other on a daily basis. Sometimes they even sabotage each other's work.
Jeez.
When my thesis was chosen to represent the lab, many of the older men complained. And when I came back here as a kind of reverse exchange student, my classmates were all too afraid to talk to me. Compared to that, your lab is childish, but comfortable.
Seems like everyone has their own problems. Was it one of those bastards who killed you? All out of jealousy?
You're really concerned about Amane-san, aren't you? That part of you I can respect. But I'm not praising you, okay?
Oh, so tsundere. She suddenly blushes for some reason.
I just, thought you should know.
Maybe all I ever wanted was friends.
Okabe?
There aren't many people I can trust. After all, I am the insane mad scientist. I am an insane mad scientist, wanted the world over. My enemies are everywhere, waiting to strike. Curse this incredible genius brain of mine.
I, think of you as a friend too.
What?
You said I was your friend, remember? You said I was important to you? That made me really, happy, I guess.
Do you have a fever?
No.
Oh my goodness, she's showing such genuine sweet emotion. This ain't the Karisi we know.
What the hell? Here I am trying to find something decent about you, and I don't care anymore, stupid. You're really stupid.
Karisi squares her shoulders and quickly walks ahead. I give chase. What just happened? Is this girl planning something? Maybe she really is planning to take over the lab. Who the hell? Fuck off, Ferris. Nah, I love her. Alright. Maybe she really is planning to take over the lab. No, wait. Maybe she's trying to sabotage the party because she doesn't like Suzuha. your assistant is going to pull one over on the great Huo and Kiyoma. Anyway, time to get my head in the game. We must prepare the Last Supper. Operation Himnir. The Last Supper refers to our party for Suzuha. In the event she reunites with her father, we'll just celebrate normally. In other words, it'll be her last supper in Tokyo. However, if she doesn't reunite with her father, we'll kidnap her and force her to participate in our experiments. Sacrifices must be made if we're going to perfect email technology. In that case, it will be the Last Supper on this world line. The lab's budget, most of which comes out of my pocket, is tight, but it's okay to party every once in a while. There's no such thing as low-risk high return. High-risk high return, that is how Mad Scientist operates. Aha, I can already taste Suzuha's despair, but I think we've already played this part, so skip it ahead. Alright, so we're in Chapter 5 now. So I believe all the stuff with Mayuri has happened. All that, anyhow. We're just here with Kurisu. Mayuri and Dairu have gone home. She's sitting in the development room chair, endlessly twirling a pin in her fingers. What are you doing?
Thinking about the time leap machine. I know we can make it, but I'm wondering what will happen if we actually use it.
Ah. She hasn't even started working on the machine, and she's already worried about what comes afterward? That takes confidence, alright. Are all geniuses like this? What will happen when we use it? I doubt we can find an answer to the question. Not without testing it live, so now this is before anything has happened yet with CERN. Kurisu knows that. What she's really wondering is whether it's worth the risk. That's why I avoid arguing with her. You're thinking too hard. Finish the machine, then worry about it.
You're so pompous.
Kurisu groans and flops down on the desk. Strange to see her like this. She's usually so cool and collected. But maybe that's an act, and this is who she really is.
Hey, Okabe. Can I talk to you about something completely unrelated?
I'd rather talk about something related.
You told me before that I could ask you for anything, or ask you anything, remember?
I did. I'll remember that.
I think my father hates me.
She sighs sadly. Ah, so that's what she wants to talk about. A conundrum. This isn't like before, when she was merely an advisor. The Time Leap project depends on Kurisu to succeed. It is clear, however, that she will be unable to focus as long as these petty concerns distract her. In that case, it falls on me, the great Huo and Kiyoma, to solve her problems once and for all. Only then can she devote herself fully to the future of the lab. Ah, very well, speak.
Heh, you really are pompous.
I assume it was your father on the phone the other day. I'm speaking, of course, of when I found Kurisu outside the lab crying into her phone. The mood was delicate.
Yeah. I don't remember the last time he had a kind word for me. Even when we were living together, before I went to America, he acted like I wasn't there. We're supposed to be a family, aren't we?
And you? How did you treat your father?
I was Daddy's little girl growing up. You practically had to drag me away from him.
She smiles, but in her smile I see a hint of self-mockery.
My father's a physicist. Even as a child, I loved to hear him talk about science. I couldn't understand a word of it, but I always begged him to explain. I wanted to understand his work, so I started studying physics. I must have been 5.
Damn. I guess that's what makes her a genius. Or perhaps the yearning for her father's love was what gave birth to her genius.
Thanks to that, I always got perfect grades in math. I always ignored all the other subjects though, so my grades were a little skewed. I even read my father's papers. I was a little girl trying to comprehend theoretical physics, but I gave it everything I had. I needed to understand. By 6th grade, I had learned enough that I could discuss my father's theories with him. I was so happy that I could talk to my father on his level, you know. We used to argue all night long. And then I started winning those arguments. All of them.
Yeah, I could definitely see how that would make him hate you. Jesus, Oki. A tragedy fitting for a girl genius. That shouldn't make you hate your child. I mean, maybe make it frustrated with yourself because you've been an idiot, clearly. Or your child's just too smart for you, but there's no reason to hate him. What kind of scientist loses to a grade school girl anyway? Seriously. She's a genius. Come on now.
You really think that's why?
I'm absolutely certain that's why.
I guess he did have a lot of pride. Anyway, one day he suddenly stopped talking to me altogether. Then he started fighting with my mom, and finally he stopped coming home. I really loved my dad, so it was a big shock. I felt like it was my fault things turned out that way. I couldn't go to school, I was so depressed. And then Mom recommended I study abroad.
So that's why she went to America. Give him space, huh? You were just too talented for your own good. So, how do you feel about your father now?
I don't know.
Krisu looks down. He's in Japan, right? Have you seen him at all? Probably not, going by that phone call.
No, he doesn't want to see me. That's what you were talking about on the phone. I asked him if we could meet, but he told me to stay away from him.
Her father has quite the inferiority complex. No wonder she was crying. Even for someone as strong-willed as Kurisu, it must hurt to hear that from her father. Even if we did meet, I wouldn't know what to say.
Oh wait, sorry, even if we did meet, I wouldn't know what to say. I tried to talk to him before I left, you know. I tried so hard, but he just ignored me. It hurts. Whenever I think about going to see him, I remember those times. I worry he'll ignore me again, and then I can't do anything.
Are you crying?
Just a little, okay?
You want to reconcile with your father, correct?
I don't know.
If you didn't, then you wouldn't have confided in me, and you wouldn't be crying, would you?
True.
Just be straight with him. Say, I love you, Dad. Let's make up.
I think that's a little out of character for me.
It's your father. Stop acting like a weak girl. Don't put on this face. Just go. Casey jerks upright, her face bright red.
I'm not acting like a little girl.
Yes, you are. You'll never reconcile with him like that. You need to speak from the heart. Give it to him straight. And maybe stop talking about science. It's the only way to get your message across. You can't sugarcoat it. If that doesn't work, nothing will. Then you'll just have to hope the time heals the rift between you.
And how long will that take?
How should I know? I'm only a year older than you, remember? How long has it been since you went to America?
7 years?
Jesus! If nothing has changed in 7 years, then maybe it will take twice that much time.
I guess you're right.
Greasy sighs heavily and rests her chin in her hands. Did my advice backfire? It looks like she's even more depressed now. I fold my arms and rack my brain for a solution. I don't want to see Greasy like this. It's pathetic. Well, when are you going to see him?
Huh?
Greasy opens her eyes wide in confusion. I take out my phone and bring up the calendar. I assume it'll be during summer break. Make sure you let me know ahead of time.
What are you talking about?
I might have plans. I need to shift my schedule around. I mean, you're going to need emotional support, right?
Hold on a second. Don't tell me you plan on coming along.
Of course I do. You're my assistant. I will do whatever it takes to ensure that you are in peak mental condition for the experiment. Krisu looks dumbfounded. What, did I say something wrong?
Okay, you had your fun. I'm in no mood for...
I'm being completely serious. I'll go anywhere you want. Anywhere in Japan. I'd go anywhere in the world, but I don't have a passport or money. Oh, you know, material things.
Okabe.
You're afraid you won't know what to say, right?
Yeah.
And that settles it. I am the master of conversation. I can bullshit like no one else. You will have nothing to fear with Hua and Kiyoma at your side.
Oh my goodness.
Why are you laughing?
You cannot hold a normal conversation if your life depended on it.
I mean, as long as it's a conversation. By Joe, she's right. A mad scientist does not care about things like tact and decorum. He dominates the room with his sheer presence. Perhaps a softer touch is called for here.
But thanks anyway. I definitely didn't expect you to offer to come.
Not that I'm happy about it or anything.
I hate how you act like a nice guy sometimes. It's confusing.
Confusing how? I am a nice guy, deep down. Why is she yelling at me anyway? Shouldn't she be thanking me instead?
Okabe, that offer. I can take you up on it, right?
Of course.
Then once we're done upgrading the phone wave, I want you to come with me.
As you wish. Where is your father anyway?
Aomori.
Aomori?
That's where he lives now.
That's way up at the north end of the island. Like 700 kilometers or something. I wasn't expecting to have to get that far.
What? You're not going to back out, are you? You already promised. I'm taking you whether you like it or not, okay?
Aomori it is! If promising to go to Aomori will let Kurisu concentrate on the time leap machine, it's a small price to pay. A small price indeed.
And a new day is upon us. The next day, Mayuri and I go shopping at Radican.
Stretch. Sorry. Okay, we have a list. Oh, wait, we're skipping. One sec. Okay, it was not that far to skip. Alright, we got mail. Alright.
Going from Tokyo to Aomori by bullet train is over 15,000 yen per person. But the overnight bus is only 5,000 yen. Which do you prefer? I want to cover the travel expenses, but I don't have that much on hand. I'm staying at a hotel, but I'm not a celeb. Mom is pretty strict on money. Not to mention she'd kill me if she knew I was going to see my father. Or so maybe we should go by overnight bus to fit our budget.
Traveling expenses? Alright, what is this nonsense? Don't forget your duty as a lab mem. Alright, I'll get there. And forward we go. Alright. Got the mail again.
What do you mean, nonsense? Die! What the hell, Okabe?
Jeez, keep flip-flopping on her, don't we? Alright, forward again. Okay, not that far.
Sorry for getting mad. But Okabe, did you have to say it like that?
I guess we both flip-flop a little. Alright, and onward! Okay, looks like we have another scene here. So,
Mayuri's my friend and a fellow lab mem.
this was when we were on the bridge with her, having our little discussion.
And besides, I don't want to see you in such pain.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. Remember when I told you about my father? You really helped me out back then. And now it's my turn to return the favor. I want to be your strength.
Ooh, that's a big statement.
Besides, you still have to come with me to Aomori.
She smiles a wry but gentle smile, as if I were her mischievous younger brother. I'm older here.
I know you're going to leap no matter what I say. You are a mad scientist after all, and mad scientist plays by their own rules.
That is true.
Hey, aren't you supposed to go mwahaha or something? Yeah. Why do I even try?
Kurisu is right. I'll do anything to save Mayuri. Kurisu stands up and looks at her watch.
There's not much time. I think you should have a clear plan before trying to change the future again.
Meaning?
Leap to an even earlier time.
Alright. That's that one. Looking at the time for today, I think we'll end it here. Okay, so I think that should be like the last scene, like actual proper scene before, we get the ending. We'll have some, text messages and everything between here and then, but I think that's the last, proper little played out scene there. But it looks like the main thing was to, get more info on her relationship with her dad, and that brings us closer together because she can rely on us for, helping with her father, and we're relying on her for, helping with the time travel and stuff. And so I guess it's like a mutual thing now, and that kind of promotes the relationship a bit more because they're definitely both, relying on each other, which is really nice and sweet. But basically last night I just went and Like, I followed a video with, like, so I'm not, entirely sure every time what's going on in the scene when I get to it, because I'm following, like, the timestamps and the scenes and stuff on another video, as well as the walkthrough and everything, and I had it saved through, like, various points so I could make it easier to, record all this really quickly and everything, so we still have like a couple text messages, and then I think we should get to the true ending. So that'll be next episode. Yeah, and until then, like, subscribe if you want to, and thank you for watching.